How's everybody doing today? Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna make today's video a little bit different. It's gonna be more kind of podcast style. So obviously, just gonna be me here today talking. I'm gonna talk a little bit about public land hunting, challenges that come with it, and then and why you do it, the fun behind it. Um, First things first, if you want to learn anything about public hunting, read your DNR handbook, read your manuals, read online. The public land you are hunting, find out what the rules are for that area. They vary. Obviously, you have your state game and regulations, but every area has their own rules. So check that out. Get with the DNR officer. Figure out what the rules are for that particular space, and make sure you're following them. Next, if you want to learn any bit more, I'll listen to Steve Rinella. If you've never listened to his stuff, he's actually really awesome. I listen to all his podcasts. And then the show Meat Eater, he talks a lot about public land. Actually got to watch him speak a couple months back here locally, and it was cool. And one of the things I took away is with public land hunting, it's kind of unique in the fact that every person has a right to that land, has a right to that animal, has a right to that tree. So you kind of keep that in perspective and it keeps you grounded when you're public land hunting. So this past weekend, I hunted in the morning, I hunted at night. Two completely different experiences while I was out there. The first Saturday morning was kind of shocking, almost made me not want to ever hunt out there again. Hunted a new spot we scouted before, just haven't hunted it yet this season. I was hunting from the ground, sitting up against a tree, had heard something, ended up being a dog with a bell on it is what I was hearing, and not too long after that I saw Orange Hat with a hunter. And I said, okay, all my days done. He's kind of kicked everything up that would be in here, and then I see him shoot, and he actually shoots in my direction. Hits the trees right above my head. Was bird hunting of some sort, and so that was kind of scary. I didn't really know what to do, so I actually started filming him to see if he would do it again. Kicked up another bird, shot off in the other direction. Got some footage of him doing that. It's not the greatest because I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. I was still kind of dumbfounded. So here it is of him. So that really did open my eyes, kind of to what kind of hunting it is. I packed up, walked out, made sure he realized I was there on my way out. Didn't talk to him. I was kind of irritated, and then had a visit with the DNR officer to let him know what was going on. That there was a hunter out there practicing unsafe practices. He was not paying attention to his surroundings, and he was just kind of firing at will, whether it was at a bird or not. You definitely need to know what you're doing. So that was my instance Saturday morning. Didn't go out Saturday night, got busy. Kind of was debating if I really wanted to hunt there or hunt my parents' property. And then I got thinking it actually made it more challenging. It made it more of an adventure and more for me to strive and want to do. My parents own a little bit of land. I could go hunt there. It's about the same distance from my house. But it's the challenge. I've put in over 50 foot miles scouting this past year alone. Got some really nice bucks on trail camera. But it's just the challenge of it. And then I did have a good experience Sunday night. I was setting up the stand in the same area I was sitting. It's really a great field, but it does have a lot of traffic. Ended up, as I was setting up the stand, went a little early, saw another guy. We kind of saw each other at the same time, and he said, he walked up to me, apologized for being out there, didn't realize anybody was hunting. He was training a couple dogs he uses for rabbit hunting. Told him not to worry about it, I said, as long as you didn't shoot me like the guy the day before. But he was out there with his wife and their son, about 8 to 10. So just out him doing that, enjoying nature, teaching his son what he loves to do. That was actually a good side of it, and that's what public land's about. Getting people out there to do things you can't always do, may not have the access to do. Um, so it definitely opened up my eyes, made it, and he, like I said, he apologized. He actually got his dogs and left. Out of there within a half hour or so. Still gave me plenty of hunting time. So it was definitely great. But with public land hunting, there's a couple different ways you can go about it. There's a lot of guys that just sit off the road and they do have success. But 90% of hunting is being in the right place at the right time. If you're wanting to put in the work, you're wanting to try and go after a couple select deer, then you definitely want to put in the work. Like I said, the one spot, it was literally 50 yards off a main trail. Granted, everything is safe. There's a deer path in front of us, the trail's behind us, so we're not shooting towards people that may be going by. But there's also really good deer sign. So it's definitely it's a catch-22. You can go either route, but you definitely need to put in some work. We've decided this year we are going to hike as far away from people as we can, because we don't like the interaction. We don't want to stumble upon that. So that's the best method, and is to really just get out as far as you can, throw up some trail cameras. If there's not deer in that area, go try another area. The stand I've been hunting lately is actually 3/4 of a mile from where I park, and it's about a quarter mile off from any trail. So there's no reason any person should ever be out there unless they're just like me and trying to find a new place to hunt. That's really about it. Other buddies, he's hunting a mile and a half from where we park. It's a 40-minute hike in. He's actually seen really good deer activity. Night before last when he was out hunting, he actually had a couple bucks come in, so it's great to see him moving. But yeah, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different kind of tactic. It's harder to definitely hunt public land, but it's going to be more rewarding. We've put in the effort. So once we actually do get something, it's definitely going to be that much better. Again, just kind of checking, see what your local game laws are, see what there is out there nearby you if you're interested in it. Like I said, I'm interested in it for the challenge. I have the option. I could just go to my parents' house and, walk 2 minutes from their back porch, sit in the stand, and, hopefully get something. But I wanted something this year a little bit more challenging, wanted to put in the work, wanted to basically be my own, something I put in the work for. I've scouted, I've done all that. So it's definitely fun. But then again, there's nothing wrong with if you don't have it and you just, can only get out a couple times a year, to just, setting up. It's just an odds game, it really is. But if you're wanting to put in that extra 10%, to scout, to look for the deer, it's going to be rewarded in the long run. So you definitely have to keep an open mind when you're out public land hunting. Every other person has just as much right to be out there as you do. That's their land, that's their deer they're after. Just be respectful of other people, and I found more times than not they'll be respectful of you. Out where I hunt, it's actually really great. I talk to a lot of hikers, a lot of runners, and they kind of wish the area would just be shut down for a few days, just to let the hunters have it. It's not that they're fear for their safety with people out there, using bows, using guns. They just want to give back that respect that they get to use it all year round. So they're really okay with shutting it down for a little while. Again, just kind of a little chit chat about some public land. That's what I've been doing a lot of this year. My views on it so far, things I've seen. So it's definitely going good. Wish I saw a little bit more deer. But my other buddy, he's been seeing some action, so that's good. I'm gonna come out Thursday, go out again, and hopefully a little bit more up this upcoming weekend. So thanks for tuning in. I'd like to hear your opinions about public land hunting, any tips or tactics you guys have used in the past or you guys are using this year. And then share with me on my Facebook page or Instagram, tag me at Hike Hunt Michigan. Love to see your deer. So again, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, we'll see you.